You know, what drives so many young men in particular into the armed forces is, of course, poverty, lack of opportunity, lack of options. And we see this time and again. We have quite a few soldiers, former soldiers in the Workers' Party, and they pretty much tell the same story. They were driven into the armed forces by lack of opportunity, lack of education, lack of work where they lived, lack of hope, really, a lack of opportunity. And what we believe very strongly in the Workers' Party is that the armed forces should be defensive, not aggressive. Britain has no right to be fighting in any of the wars it's currently fighting in. Some of them it fights openly, some of them it fights covertly. You know, the war in Syria, in Yemen, you know, there's lots of, in Ukraine, there are lots of places where armed forces of Britain are active, are either training or supporting or covertly joining in with armed conflicts without letting the British taxpayer and elector know about it, really. But we believe also that soldiers should have the right to unionize so that they can use their collective power to refuse illegal orders, to refuse to fight in illegal and aggressive wars, to refuse to be complicit in the war crimes of our ruling classes. This is the right of workers. They should not be in a position where they're forced to participate in the crimes of the ruling class, because our interests are not their interests. And as you said, you can, you know, you're sold all kinds of lies in the armed forces about what you're fighting for and why you're fighting, and you're in the middle of it before you can really wake up and see, hang on a minute, this isn't right. And then what do? You know, individuals trying to stand up get court-martialed, you know, and one or two brave individuals do sometimes do that, but that doesn't change anything in the system. We need soldiers to be able to collectively stand up and say no.